Falling a little behind on these.
Lightning condemned! Feel! Sleep now! Radiant Spear! I'm the true gunslinger around here! Shooting star! Lightning condemned!
Been a good shooting star.
Sleep now! Burning more with the stockpile! Far beyond the darkest skies! I call upon... me!
I had to take that hit because I don't want to lose everything.
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
Annihilation!
The enemy feels ours too.
We'll soon see about that!
Don't you do it.
Close one! Don't get in my way!
Negative shot.
Raging storm! More where that came from! Healing circle! I'll take it from here. Let's see how you handle this! Deus Roar! With this, I can become even stronger.
Right, money. I like the money. Grilled rapig. I mean, you actually only have 3 slots to go into here. Teleport. Gonna try to keep up this thingamabobber as long as possible.
This must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
But it's just a wall. How do we get through?
Whoa, we? I thought this was Sovereigns only.
Alphen.
Just an empty room. How do you know it's a door?
Yes! It opened!
Interesting. If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the Sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
What?
What the?
Alphen.
You again.
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What am I sovereign of? Shuffled from lab to lab, always treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a Dahnan. I don't even know what their precious ceremony's for, let alone what they're going to force me to do as the Sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the Maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renan, at least you got to decide. Good for you. Meanwhile, I was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you, and I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home. I can't do this alone. One more day.
How could I say no to that? It's not like I have any choice in the matter anyway. So, what's your name?
It's Naori. Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
You don't act like them. Like the other Renans, I mean. How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different worlds. But neither one of us asked to be here right now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people if we didn't see the humanity in each other. So I suppose the question you should be asking is, why wouldn't I treat you like one?
You're not like the others.
Maybe they're not like me.
Here's what we'll do. We give them their damn ceremony. You get me to Dana. That'll be the end of it. I'm taking you at your word on this. I'm trusting you, not them. Naori.
What the hell just happened?
That vision. Did everyone else see it too?
That person Alphen was speaking to, she looked exactly like Shion.
It was Naori. Naori Imaris. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right.
She really does look like Shion. I'm beginning to see why Alphen was so confused.
That's all very well and fine, but what did we just witness exactly? It was too real to be a mere hallucination.
It was a conversation we had 300 years ago. The night before the ceremony.
You mean all of that really happened? We just saw an episode straight out of your past?
But how is that even possible? Unless... Could this be the Red Woman's handiwork too?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
You guys didn't feel it? The moment the entrance opened, it was like a stream of Danon astral energy rushing over us.
I felt it too. And not for the first time either. It was the same sensation as back inside the wedge.
That would make sense. After all, vast amounts of Dana's astral energy were being siphoned and sent up here to Lenegis. For all we know, perhaps we're close to the spot where all that energy was stored.
So you think it might have been the energy itself that was responsible for that vision we just saw? But how? And why?
We have no way of knowing. Maybe it's not even as deliberate as all that.
Shion, you okay?
Yeah. It was all just a little sudden. That's all. So that was my ancestor, huh? It was like looking into a mirror.
Yeah, there certainly is a resemblance.
What about you? How are you holding up?
Me?
Even putting aside the question of where that vision came from, it's likely we'll see more of those. Reliving painful episodes from your past. Do you think you can handle it?
I can't just pretend like the past never happened. Besides, if it helps us uncover the truth of what that ceremony really was, it might also lead to answers about your thorns.
Alphen.
That's not all. This whole time, we've been fighting to free Dana from the Renans. But now that we're here, it seems those same Renans might have it just as bad. I'd like to liberate them too if I can. Which is just another reason I can't afford to shield my eyes from the truth.
Whether you're on Dana or somewhere else, you always stay the same. Your indignation and righteous passion, your desire to free and protect, they're all hardwired into you. Not that I'm complaining. Come on, let's bust this thing wide open.
Nobody's here.
Stay sharp. After that last illusion, there's no telling what could happen in here.
Yep. And just make sure everybody's good. Gonna have to use another happy bottle. Okay, we're actually gonna get a boss fight before a mark. Was it going to be Ferris or whatever her name is? Yep.
Faria, how did you get in here?
Wait, something about her isn't right.
What's wrong with her? She doesn't even seem to know where she is.
Yeah, you're right. She looks just like the soldiers we encountered outside.
A summoning?
But that's preposterous. She never had that kind of power when...
We can talk later. Here it comes!
What? I've never known Faria control Doogles like that before.
How about with a stone that looks suspiciously like a master sword? Where did she get her hands on that?
First we handle the Doogles, then we get some answers. Exploit the enemy's weakness.
Lightning attack!
Doesn't look like any one particular spell is going to do it here.
Sleep now. Shooting
A charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'll
Okay, okay. It worked out.
In a bind?
in here. Sleep now. I'll be ready for this one.
Black and flame!
Return.
Where are you going? Shooting star! Will this help? Ready and ready. Sleep now. Healing circle. In here. Far enough. I'll be saving this one. Lightning. Far beyond the darkest sky. I will
I'll smash you! Knock it into next week!
Nice poor break right there.
Sleep now. Here's evil. Seal.
Benediction light.
Sleep now.
In a bind?
More for the stockpile. Purge
Sure,
model.
we'll combine this with our freeze lancer.
Tree lancer. Now for the effect. The flames will roar. In here. Healing circle seal. Graviton field.
I'll stop your movement.
And I'll stop your life!
Here, let me help. Lightning again. Sleep now.
I can handle it.
I'll be
Actually,
saving
not what I
this
wanted to
one.
do.
It's about to strike.
Look sharp, everyone!
Big damage. Oh!
Not now, not ever.
Where are you going? I'll heal you all.
That's a killer move.
Healing circle. Freeze lancer. Pull myself together.
In a bind?
Lightning condensed. Sleep now.
Charge.
Thanks so much.
I was ready for the charge,
Lightning condensed. Sleep now.
but it didn't dodge it well.
I can carve through
Hear my call. Freeze red. Tempest swirl.
First one.
Glacial spear. Here's evil. Here goes. Freeze wall of light. Celestial hammer. Here. Flame of death. Ice prison. Burning. Celestial hammer. Hear my call.
Ooh, there's discharge right there. That looks cool.
I need something.
You need to be healed.
Now the mighty have fallen.
I'll smash you! Lightning condensed! In here! Recover! Seal! Water, hear my call!
I was gonna say, I think the core is back.
Freeze fire!
Alright,
Sorry.
I'll take that. I was being greedy. Oh, I still got the cast off though?
I've still got some fight left in me.
I still got the cast off though.
Water, hear my call! I'm almost some practice.
Praise coming from you.
I said almost. Don't compare me.
Healing circle would be amazing right here. Okay.
Demon Fang! Double Demon Fang!
Bring you back from
I owe you one. I'll face you.
Hasten! Here, let me help. Still got some time left.
Rising Wyvern!
Take this!
Can't get out of this!
Stockpile!
See what I can do! Soaring Blast! Double Demon Fang!
Eagle, let move!
Eternal Devastation! Here comes the big one! Resonate with the earth! Burn in hell!
Lightning condensed!
Green blood! Rending you apart! Demon
Don't leave me! Go deep! Far enough! Full time!
from beyond! Imbue his vanquished soul with life!
Lightning condensed!
Take this! Armor won't save you!
More healing stockpile! Sleep now! I'll be saving this one! Searing flame! I'll heal you all!
In a bind?
It's weakened!
This ends
Shoot it!
now!
Where are you going?
Behold!
You suck of
The earth
Stop coming over!
Tectonic fission! I'll face you! I'm ready!
Searing flame!
Dohalim!
All yours, Kisara!
Alright. Wasn't too bad.
Now it's just her! Faria, can you hear me? Faria!
She's preparing another summoning!
The art she's casting is way too powerful to control. At this rate, her body won't be able to take much more.
Dohalim!
Forgive me. Man, I thought we were goners.
Everything okay?
Yes. She's only unconscious.
Not her. I meant you.
Shion, please. Can you treat her?
I can try, but I can't promise she'll be back to her real self when she wakes up. All I can do is heal her physically.
We're not even supposed to be in here. Maybe it'd be better if we moved her to somewhere a little safer. Don't you think?
In that case,
I'll take her off your hands.
You?
Avakir, what are you doing here?
I was curious what you were up to, so I took the liberty of following you to find out. I overheard what you said about Tarnigan, about how he really died. I'm sorry, I had no idea.
And you believed me? What makes you so sure I wasn't lying?
I like to think I know you a little better than that, Dohalim. Give me some credit. I'll take Faria. Leave her with me. I know better than to ask what you're up to. But whatever it is, I hope it all works out.
Thank you.
He seems like a good friend.
He hasn't changed. He never was one to stand out. Instead, he was always hanging back, worrying about everyone else. As for Faria, it's always the closest to me who get hurt.
You don't seriously blame yourself for what happened to her, do you?
Somebody got to her, to strike back at me. Someone who knew me well enough to know that I'd hesitate to fight back. And the same goes for you as well. Neither you nor Faria would have lost loved ones, if it wasn't for me.
You're wrong. Kelzalik was the one who killed my brother, under orders from Almeidria. As for Tarnigan, if it weren't for the crown contest, he'd still be alive. That and the whole damn hierarchy that makes it possible. But that's why we're fighting. To put an end to this whole messed up system that treats people as expendable.
Indeed. Ridding society of this blight is really the only way I know how to atone for my sins.
You can't atone, Dohalim. I know it hurts to hear, but those people are dead. No amount of soul-searching or trying to make amends is going to change that. Forgiveness, acceptance, those ships have sailed.
So I just forget the harm I caused?
No, the opposite, in fact. You remember. You never forget. You keep it in your heart always. And then you go on living. Not for those already passed, but for those still alive.
For those still alive.
Kisara's right. So long as we've still got breath in our bodies, we can make a difference in the lives of others. Lives being the operative word.
That's what living's all about. Being able to still make a difference. Punishing yourself for the past won't make the pain of your conscience go away.
Only fixing the problem in its stead. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. You have to live for tomorrow, Dohalim, not for yesterday. And not only that, you need to live for yourself, and for the change that you still can be.
I shall try.
Don't forget, we've still got a mystery to solve. The Forbidden Zone, remember?
Shion,
Huh?
thank you. You have my deepest gratitude for what you did for Faria.
Glad to be of service.
I'm glad we could stop Faria without hurting her.
You all did much for her as well. I'm most grateful.
Oh, shucks. We're on the same team, right? Let's move on.
Do you think Faria was really being controlled by someone?
Certainly seemed that way. The question is, who? The Red Woman?
The same person who's behind all of this, I'll bet. Whoever that is.
Brainwashed or otherwise, the feelings of resentment she holds towards me are real.
Someone used her because they knew we'd hold back. If that's not playing dirty, I don't know what is.
It does tell us one thing at least. Someone here in Lenegis is watching us. Someone who means us harm.
There's no question. That attack was meant for us alone.
By someone capable of getting inside a person and manipulating them like a weapon. We need to find whoever it is, fast.
It was very reminiscent of what they did to Home Chick Slice, Shion. Saving Mark.
What is it, Rinwell? Do you hear something again?
Yeah. It's that voice.
The will of Dana's astral energy.
They're in the wedge.
What? There's so much astral energy. But where's it all coming from? It's almost like it's alive.
There goes my wild theory. Maybe it's an ancestor of hers. think I know what they're gonna do with Volrune or whatever his name is. Please don't tell me that it's just like the dark side of Alvin.
That was the spirit channeling ceremony just now. No, it was more than that.
What the hell was that? It felt like everything was on the brink of... like the whole world was seconds from...
Oblivion. It's the same vision as the one my thorns show me. A vision of impenetrable darkness that swallows up us and everything else.
An empty void. A nothing so complete and dominating that there aren't even words to describe it. The end of time.
The visions of the apocalypse you've been seeing. If I'd known how bad they were,
So, everything we just saw, those were Naori's memories, right?
That's right. It was as if her innermost thoughts were speaking directly to us. At least I know they weren't mine.
That power flowing into her. It reminds me of Shion's thorns. If they're what's responsible for all these visions she's been having, then maybe...
Maybe my thorns are made from that same astral energy?
If that is the case, we just found the missing link between your thorns and what happened here 3 centuries ago. No, more than a link. Perhaps even the very heart of the matter.
I've never felt astral energy so powerful. What was that?
If it's the same energy your thorns are made of, it must be dark astral energy, right? And isn't that something only Renans have?
Correct. Dark astral energy is possessed by Renans alone.
And when enough astral energy gathers together, it develops its own form of sentience. If so, maybe that complete oblivion is exactly what the Renan astral energy's will is wishing for. But why?
I don't know. Will can be a pretty vague thing to nail down. It's more of a feeling, just like the will of Dana.
But the will of Dana is made up of astral energy too, right? And if that's what's been showing us these visions... I don't know, should we really be getting so involved with this thing?
Dana's will would never want oblivion.
But you can't say that for sure!
Cut it out, you two. Squabbling over theories will get us nowhere.
Let's keep moving. If it's Dana's will showing us these memories, then I'm as clueless about its motives as any one of us. But if it could lead us to the truth, then I want to find out more.
Shion's right. All we can do is keep going. If these really are Naori's memories we're watching, there could be truths in them I was never aware of. And I think they may be the kinds of truths I need to confront if we're going to keep fighting.
I'm sorry about what I said earlier. Come on, let's go.
Finally, we begin to understand what the thorns are.
Yes, and their source. A ceremony that occurred 3 centuries ago.
But we still don't know how to get rid of them. I just hope we can find a way.
I am moving by on its own, unfortunately.
Soon, we might very well learn the truth behind Shion's thorns, as well as my own past. I have to be ready to face anything. Whatever happens. I just need a little time first. I want to make sure I go into whatever comes next completely prepared.
Yeah, it's 7:30 right now. This is shaping up to be one of those like, hey, it's gonna be the end of the game kind of thing. And that's gonna take a lot more than an hour, especially since I have to give my thoughts on it and stuff like that. So I don't think we're gonna go with that route.
That vision we saw, it was as if it was meant specifically for us.
What do you make of it? Do you still think the will of Dana might be involved somehow?
Maybe it's trying to tell us something. But what?
Well, it could be supernatural. You know, like seeing dead people, messages from beyond the grave, ghost-type stuff.
That's your grand theory? That we're being haunted? Come on, Law.
Wait. He might be closer to the mark than you think. What if a person's thoughts and deeds were to somehow become indelibly etched into the ether of a place? And what if those with a connection could then somehow pick up on them?
You think that's what it was? Some kind of message someone left here for us?
I am merely entertaining the possibility. Whether it was Dana's will, or somehow connected to the Sovereign and Maiden's powers, I do not know.
Okay, back up a sec. You're saying that if a place is full of enough astral energy, it can somehow show us events that happened centuries ago?
More to the point, how does that much astral energy gather in one place anyway? Seems unlikely it happened naturally.
Whatever it was, it survived here intact for 300 years. Whoever left it for us, the strength of their intent is beyond doubt.
The strength of their intent.
It seems somewhat reasonable that it's probably Naori in some regard, but alright, I'm gonna call it quits here for today, just because I don't want to run into a sequence that I can't finish. Let's see. Actually, I might just play this game later on today and stream it to see how far we get, because I would imagine the ending sequence is going to be about 2 hours or so. And then, you know, my thoughts will be, you know, anywhere from like 20 minutes to an hour and a half, you know, who knows. But I want to make sure that I have enough time and I don't rush myself, since, you know, I have a hard cutoff time of 8:30 a.m. and that's only 3 hours. So yeah, possibility of returning later on today for another stream. The only issue is I don't know exactly what time. It might even be in a couple of hours, to be honest. I might even go crazy with that. Who knows? One other thing that I wanted to mention is I really like how they're approaching this kind of mystery right now. I really do feel like they're giving us these nice little tidbits of moving the mystery forward, but still keeping the grand scope of it shrouded. And so they introduce one new revelation, or maybe not even like a revelation, just like another step of the process. And in turn, you have more avenues of speculation that weren't necessarily thought of before, or maybe not even just given a whole lot of credence. And so I really think that they're doing a good job of this, and I'm enjoying this a lot, because it's making it very difficult for me to actually figure out what this, like, the ending of this game is gonna be. And in most JRPGs, you know what the ending of the game is gonna be after like the first 5 hours, you know? So I'm experiencing something that's kind of new right now. Like, it could be that I'm a little rusty, you know, I haven't played a game in like almost 3 months, but it could be that I'm a little rusty. It could be that this Tales of game is actually just approaching this kind of situation in such a fascinating way. That I either haven't experienced before, or I've experienced so little of that it just stands out quite a bit. So I'm digging it a lot. But anyways, we're gonna call it quits here for today. Safety quits. If I do stream later on today, sorry that I won't be able to give much of a forewarning, But if not, I'll be back tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Pacific, to continue, I suppose, in another dangerous spot. But anyways, I'm talking too much. Peace.